Yo, 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 yo. What's up with it, fellas? What's up with it? We are in here. We are in full effect. You already know what time it is, fellas. Get at me in the PayPal. Get at me in the Cash App. The link is definitely in the chat. Get at me on Rumble just as well. KC the Red Pill Alpha Debunk on Rumble. I just dropped a few videos over there, some heat. So go over there and join Rumble, fellas, and follow KC the Red Pill Alpha Debunker. I know I missed a few days, fellas, but I had to take a day off, and what I'm saying, go on a day hiatus or whatever, then working and everything. So y'all know how I go, fellas. But we back up in here. The Patreon is jumping off just as well. Get that being the Patreon. All three of the tiers are open, and this is going down over there, fellas. Collectively, you got so many videos over there, game related videos. There's no way you cannot get up on this game. Go join the Patreon. If you enjoy the content, please like, share, and subscribe, fellas. Hit the notification bell, fellas, every 2 to 3 days, so you can be refreshing on these videos every time I come to. Every 2 or 3 days, fellas, please refresh the notification bell. Stay alerted. You did. Also hit the Cash App, the membership, fellas. Hit the membership button. The super chat and the membership button, fellas. Show love to the show. Show love to the show. Go enjoy those perks and everything that comes with the membership button. Pedro up in here. You did. The homie Pedro. What's up, Casey? What's up with it, Pedro? We up in here. We ready to get it going. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go live tomorrow, just as well, fellas. I'm coming from let me see. I'm coming from I'm gonna go live from my little suite and shit. I got some something nice and thick coming through. We're gonna handle business when we get there, but I'm gonna go live from there. Y'all gonna get up on everything tomorrow, fellas. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Pedro again, the new era. What he say? The pythons are at work or are at works every day with their partners. What you mean? The pythons are at works every day with their partners. What you mean? Holler at me. Put me up on it, Pedro. I'm lost. Holler at me. Holler at me. Oh, you talking about? Oh, okay, okay, okay. The title. Got you. Yeah, snake shit will eventually happen if you keep bringing your homeboy, you know what I'm saying, or your bitch around your homies, or your homies around your bitch, and vice versa, fellas. It will eventually happen. We're gonna break down how it go down and what can take place and how you guys can stay alerted and stay on your toes and stay cautious. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't be cautious, fellas, these things can take place, and it's a turn off when you're dealing with women that see value in you, fellas. And if the bitch see value in you and she's connecting to the value in you, fellas, you got to respect the value that's in her just as well, because she recognizes the value in you. You dig? And she's following the value in you. So you must recognize the value in her. So why even do these kind of things? But we're gonna break it down and talk about it, fellas. Pedro again. Yeah, the title. Yeah. I got you. I'm tripping. My mind racing and shit. I said snake shit, but Python. Okay, I got him. Yeah, Python. Yeah, you damn right. You know what I'm saying? I call them up for bone constrictors and shit. That's what these motherfuckers are. Snake shit. All the way through. Fuck a Python, man. We're gonna go with something a little bit more aggressive, like an anaconda. I want a black mamba, a snakish, venomous motherfucker. Uh, Diabolical backstabbing shit that motherfuckers be on. So we're gonna talk about that, fellas. But before we get off into it, fellas, get at me in the Gmail, railsfargo12 at gmail.com. Get at me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Real Rails FA1. Last but not least, fellas, like, share, and subscribe. That's the biggest thing. Like, share, and subscribe so we can get more people up in here to join and get this game going. Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. You dig? We got a little chick up here, she's playing her little game, jumping on, with the little clothes and things of that sort. But me, fella, I like to look at the bitches, you know what I'm saying? I like to look at the honeys, I like to look at what I'm saying, them curves, tits, ass, pussy. I like, bro, I love it all on a bitch, you dig? So when I play these videos, fellas, more than likely you're gonna get shit like this, different bitches or whatever, because I like to see this shit when I'm talking about the bitches. So ride with me, fellas, and let's get to it. First thing first, fellas, you must understand that I just said it. If your woman can recognize the value in you, then she's going to expect you to recognize the value in her for her recognizing that in you. That's the appreciation. You dig? And it's way counted for, fellas. So you got to understand these things. You gonna have homies. And I'm talking to the youngsters. You're gonna have friends. You're gonna have colleagues. You're gonna have people you went to school with, co-workers or whatever. Your day ones that you grew up with. Out the sandbox. You knew this motherfucker since I was in elementary school. That's out the sandbox, fellas. Preschool and shit. You know him from day one. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you don't know is him outside of you guys' friendship that y'all have, the relationship you guys have. You don't know how he may react or how he act and how he may carry himself around different people. You know what I'm saying? Outside of you guys, around different dudes, around different bitches, around anybody. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you see how guys act around animals and shit, fellas. But we just talking on some shit. But we're gonna get to the real shit. A lot of guys, fellas, their true characters come out, and it will always display itself when they're around the opposite sex, especially if they're a heterosexual person, heterosexual man. It's going to play out either two ways. He's going to be a beta or he's going to be a player about the situation. You hardly find guys that's players about the situation because guys that's real players about the situation, about your situation, whatever, fellas, they're not going too much come around your bitch or want to be around your bitch or want to be in the comforts of you and your bitch like that. Now they might deal with you and kick it with you and deal business with you or whatever the case may be. But coming around your bitch, they not gonna really do that. Nah, because they know the game. Players know bitches. You know, players know that if a bitch get her eye on the right guy, and she don't give a fuck if it's, it can be your homie, it can be your son, it can be, if she get her eyes on the right guy that she likes. And it ain't about what she finds value in, it's what she likes. Remember, what she likes is just momentarily, fellas. It's just for the moment. And she will wreck and ruin shit just for the moment. Oh yeah, these things will happen. And players know that. So players kind of keep their distance when it comes to that. Especially if they know their friend. If they know their friend is a beta, he don't know too much of shit, but he's still a cool guy. He grew up with him or whatnot. But they're not on the same wavelength. They ain't cut from the same cloth, but they're still cool though. They're still friends. He's gonna want to keep himself away from that, and players do that because we know that our charisma, our charm, who we are, uh, the bitch will eventually gravitate to it, and she's gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? And she's gonna be enamored by it, and she's gonna be amazed. And it's a chance she can come out of character, come out of pocket, and be on some other shit with the player, which in turn will ruin the relationship between him and his friend. Players know that. That's why they keep themselves away and they keep their distance. And plus, they got bitches in themselves, so they not even. If a real man, a real player ain't great, he's not even bothered to look at your bitch or pay attention to no bitch that's around you. He don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because he know the consequences of that. And the main consequences of that, fellas, is ruining a friendship with a person that you grew up with, a person that you respect, a person that you care for, a person that you love. You know what I'm saying? You actually love the dude. You grew up with this. And no, we ain't say love. And I don't do the no homo. I don't do the pause and all that shit, fellas. I'm a real. I don't, because that's not where my mind is at. My mind is strictly on a situation shit that can, what I'm saying, that's been sustainable forever. You know what I'm saying? So he's not gonna want to do that. And if he know who his friend is and know what type of guy his friend is, oh yeah, nah, this dude ain't. You tell him something, he gonna fuck around and quit. Fucking with me, cut me off. And especially if the bitch find out. And typically, a lot of bitches when they do snake shit, they always try to turn the tables against the motherfucker who's putting that game out there, who's the motherfucker who's putting his homie up on what's going on. She's gonna turn the tables against him, and turn the beef around, have you guys beefing with each other, or whatever, or try to have you guys into some bullshit by telling him, no, it ain't none of that. He's been watching me. He been looking at me. He tried to hit me up on the DMs. He try to lie and do all that shit. Players know these things will occur or can occur, so players stay away. We keep our distance with that shit. Now, a beta, a gullible, friendship, friendly, always got to have the homies around, all that type of shit. He lacks the knowledge of knowing a bitch and knowing how, and not, you know, not to say that all these women will cross that line, you know what I'm saying, fellas, but you know, like I said, you know, they will cross that line though. Not to say that they're all doing it, but me personally, I know that they will cross that line. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on who the guy is, and you know, and hey, shit, how strong he's pursuing too, just as well. So hey, you know, especially if she gives off the scent or a hint that she likes the guy, and give him the allow him the pathway to pursue, then shit, he's gonna pursue until he gets your bitch and hit it or whatever the case may be. And she opened, you know, gateways for that to happen. And a lot of beta type guys, gullible type guys don't know these things. So they allow their friends around. Friends are always coming around. Friends come get in their business, get him in his bitch business, may hear him arguing, may hear him having their ups and downs or whatever. He's, hey, you know, getting to the business and things of that sort. You know what I'm saying? And inserting himself inside of a situation that he shouldn't be in. But you got dudes out here that will do that. And you know, and these are beta on beta situations. And why I say beta on beta situation, because the guy, your partner, whoever you bringing around, you know what I'm saying, that's inserting themselves in y'all, you and your girlfriends, whatever it is, arguments, beefs, ups and downs, conversations, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he got both y'all numbers and all this type of shit. He's yeah, he's beta to the core. You know what I'm saying? He's you know what I'm saying, and he'll fuck up and ruin shit. And you know, I mean, it's not really him. He's doing what you allow him to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the knowledge and you don't have the wisdom. You don't have the strength to know that, you know, some guys shouldn't be around, especially if they don't have your best interest. Now, you do have friends out here, fellas. You know, your day ones. You know what I'm saying? That won't, and they may not be a player. You know, they may be on some beta shit themselves, fellas, but they got your best benefit at heart. So they wouldn't cross the line. They wouldn't be on no shit, no bullshit. You do got guys like that. And you know, they may or may not be one, but you know, you do got guys like that won't cross that line because they got your best benefit. Now, I say like the majority of guys, like 95% on fellas, yeah, they gonna try something and they gonna test you. You know, they gonna snake you, gonna try to snake you. They gonna try to say things or do things to offset your relationship so they can try to fuck with your bitch. And if your bitch is weak enough, then yeah, shit, their plan came through, right? Of course. And I'm not I'm not trying to have you guys thinking that your bitch will fall for these guys or your bitch will be weak enough. No, I'm not saying that every woman will be weak and then fall for the okie doke and start fucking with your homie. No, don't put that on her. I'm not saying that, you know. But if you guys, but it ain't really you guys. If you don't know what you're doing as a man, if she don't respect you as her man, she don't value you as her man, if she don't at least fear that she can't fuck with you no more if she step out of line and do anything crazy, fellas, and you know, she gonna test the waters. And it's a chance she will test them waters with your homies. And these are things that all young men need to learn growing into life. These is a part of your growing pains, fellas. This is a part of you growing your growth and developments. And when I say growing pains, because you're gonna grow and you're gonna have a little bit of pain with it. But you know, it's keeping you alive. You're gonna be alive, so you'll be well. You'll be cool. You'll make it through it. You'll live to see the next day. You'll live to see the next experience. Something you can learn from. So you'll be good. But these things will happen eventually, fellas. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you the type of guy that got so many homies. You know, every motherfucking know where you stay. Every motherfucker that been in and out of your house. You always got get-togethers and kickbacks and all that type of shit going on. Your bitches involved, you know, her friends and all that shit. And yeah, it's open season for your bitch. And that's just what it is. You know. And to be honest with you, fellas, it can go as far as to where you can really get into some violence. And you know, we don't advocate that here on my show, but it can go as far to where it can get violent. You know what I'm saying? With certain guys, you know what I'm saying, trying to get at your bitch or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not talking about violence or where it's, it's motherfucker gonna, pull out the blickies and do their thing. No, I'm talking about I guess that wild, wild west shit's there, right? But I'm talking about I can get violent in the sense of where you got guys out here that try to test you in front of your bitch. You know what I'm saying? To where they'll throw hands with you in front of your bitch and try to prove you wrong on certain things, or try to pull your whole card, or try to check you and things like that. Try to pull a whole card or something. Try to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? In front of your bitch, see how strong you is, and see how protective, how aggressive you could be, or what type of man you are. You got dudes out here to do that. And this motherfucker, you like, hold up, man. I grew up with this motherfucker. This was my day one. I never thought that it result into this. Like, what the fuck? Over a bitch? Like, he's doing this shit over my bitch? Yeah, he's showing out in front of your bitch, motherfuckers. He's trying to. It all goes back, fellas, to the beginning of nature, or it goes back. It goes back to the beginning of mankind, and it intertwines with nature just as well. No different from the lion being territorial, to come over and take the bitch, and not kill, delete the cubs, and get rid of the cubs and take the bitch and start his family with it, whatever the case may be, right? It's the same shit. Concept is there. It's not gonna go nowhere. It's just we're in the human form, or whatever the case may be. We have we got the knowledge and the wisdom of knowing what we're doing and what's going on. See, the lions, they don't, or the tigers or whatever, bears, and every, um, animal, what I'm saying? Every animal in this, that's within its habitat, fellas, is just like that. That's how they are. What I'm saying? That's who they are, and they don't have the concept of knowing what's going on and know the difference between what, how trouble can start, and how you can resolve situations and shit, being a player, they don't know that shit. They just run it with nature. So lions, the animals run with nature. They're going to instantly, what I'm saying, knock off the male dominant and take over the motherfucking household, or take over the land, or take over the territory with the bitch and knock off the kids and shit like that. They're going to instantly do that. See, us, we don't, what I'm saying, we don't move in to knock off kids, physically and do harm and shit like that. Betas come in and knock off the kids by, trying to remove kids from situations, or trying to remove the father from out of the kid's life so he can come in and take over. That's the human form. That's the human way. What I'm saying? Things of that sort. So, but it's kind of really the same. What I'm saying? It's the same shit. Bring your homie around and shit. He was your guy from the jump, right? But deep down, he never really been your friend. He never gave a fuck about you. He's just somebody you knew from when you was a kid or whatever. And y'all tolerated each other, or he tolerated you, or whatever the case may be. And then his true colors come out. Once a bitch a bitch is around, it's a bitch he like. It's just them colors coming out. You know what I'm saying? You like, what the fuck? I ain't know homie was like that. I ain't know what's this is damn. This how we moving? Yeah. You don't give a fuck. Yeah, this is how he moving. He getting down like this. You know what I'm saying? He sees something he like, and especially if he think you weak, if you think you soft, or somewhere the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like nigga, what? They'll dirty mac you, backstab you, slandering shit. You know what I'm saying? Telling your bitch anything. Hey, bro, I just seen, and to keep it all the way real, man, I don't think these bitches was digging digging these guys anyway from the jump. Like, that relationship wasn't strong enough. You know what I'm saying? It was basically penetrable, for especially, allowing suckers to come in and tell you any and every motherfucking thing, and you know what I'm saying, how you dump your dude and all that shit so they can come in. I'd have seen that before, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, sucker motherfuckers. Oh yeah, we out, you know what I'm saying? We went out. Oh yeah, where y'all go last night? Oh shit, man. See, I can't do my friend. Like, I can't do the homie. Like, he told me not to tell you, man. What? Like he told me not to tell you. He ready to volunteer information. He's basically bitch. He begging her to say no, tell me so he can. Okay, look, this will happen. You know what I'm saying? Start telling shit. Yeah, we was at the club, whatever. Boom, a couple bitches came through. We dancing with the hoes, and we moved out. Went to their spot. Bitches start stripping. We end up one took the other room, one took the other. We start fucking. We doing our thing and whatever. And and I don't probably be saying this, man, but I think you too good for him. I don't think you should be with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's doing you like this. You should be with him. And see, I'm out here doing this because I ain't got no bitch just keeping it real with me. I ain't got nobody keeping it real with me, so I got to move how I move. And he, look at him, he got somebody at home. He got somebody to care, and and then gas a nigga. I'm telling you, bro, I'd have seen it happen exactly the way I'm breaking it down. I'm paraphrasing, felt I can't really go to the extent on what was said, but it was somewhere in that realm. You know what I'm saying? And broke that situation up to where she dumped dude and slowly started creeping with him. You know what I'm saying? These things happen. And how did he get a foothold? You know what I'm saying, in that situation to do what he did. How did he? You know? How did he get the foothold in there, fellas? Y'all know how he got in there, His homie was too motherfucking gullible. Allowed him around a bitch, allowed certain shit to go on. He'd seen red flags and shit and keep dude around to where the familiarity was there. And he ended up gaming his bitch away. You know what I'm saying? And it's his game, his weak ass game, is slandering, it's backstabbing, it's dirty macking. That's all that is. That's the real form of dirty macking. Speaking on another motherfucking man around a bitch. It can be his bitch, it can be your bitch, it can be any bitch. You're speaking on another man, period. It's dirty macking, especially if you're speaking in a negative form and in a negative light. And this is how a lot of guys get laid. You know what I'm saying? And they dealing with weak bitches though. You know what I'm saying? Any bitch that go for the dirty macking and accept that shit, believe that shit, and that's a weak bitch. That's a bitch you should have never been fucking with. That's a bitch you know what I'm saying? You should shit. She should have just been a jump off. That's it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't know these things. They just go along with life, airheaded, until they put in a situation where they gotta, respect the game due to experiences, whether they're greatly bad or what I'm saying, or, they're greatly good, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen that happen. You know what I'm saying, fellas? I've seen a guy. This is day one partner, day one. Like, one of them dead now. The other one, he's still moving around shit, but one of them dead. He didn't do nothing to him, but he ended up dying on his own time and some shit. He ended up getting killed on his own time, whatever the case may be. But they fell out. These was day one dudes, but when we was in prison, they fell out like completely where it went down to that, you know what I'm saying? That poker play. Y'all guys may not know what the poker play is. I'm talking about when motherfuckers sharpen up his iron, sharpen up his tool, that knife. You dig? It went down like that to where motherfuckers was ready to behead each other on some other shit, simply because homie going over there, make sure you look out for me, man. Send me some money. Boom, boom, boom. Drop it off to my bitch. Here go my bitch number. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. You know what went on after that? He gave the bitch a little bit, gave the bitch a couple $100 to send to the homie a few times and shit. He ended up gaming up on his bitch, hollering at his bitch, and then shit, they end up fucking around. So dude on the inside, he ended up finding out about that. He trusted in homie. He trusted in him. He put his all in. I mean, this was his day one guy. He couldn't believe he did this. And they'd have been around chicks before they did their thing. So he never thought he'd cross the path and fuck with his I don't know if it was his wife or was it could have been his wife, could have been his woman. I can remember. He didn't think that these things would happen. Like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have to PayPal, the Cash App, Super Chat, membership button. Come in and show love to the show. Come up here and show love to the show. The Patreon. Go get at me on Rumble, okay? See the red pill out for the bunk on Rumble, and go join that membership. Once again, fellas, Cash App, PayPal, Super Chat. Show love, fellas. Show love. We here. But he he ended up fucking with the bitch, and it simply started because they were so cool out on the streets together. They was double dating, they kicking it, you know. This my big sister, this my big bro, and all this other shit. And homie was locked up. So dude that was fucking with his bitch, he ended up getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? On his little time, on his shit, right, right. And he ended up coming in doing his time. So he ended up coming to the camp that where he was at, you know, and where where his partner was at. Because they fell out over the phone. They fell out. They fell out because he found out he was fucking with his bitch or whatever. Oh, okay. I ain't fucking with you. Fuck this bitch and I ain't fucking with him. You know, when I see this nigga, I'ma check him. Type shit. And he ended up getting locked up a couple years later, seen him and checked him and shit. It was great go down. Like, these niggas great poke each other, nigga. All over a bitch. And these things take places, fellas. These things take place, fellas, and these things happen. You know, you gotta know what it is, you know. Wars have been fought over bitches. You know, men have, battlefields are packed with souls over bitches. Countries have, you know, went to war for bitches. Like you guys got to know the gladiators, and you got to know all these things transferred over bitches, like real shit. And it starts with a weak motherfucker and a weak ass bitch combining, and look what happens. You know what I'm saying? Shit can happen. So you gotta watch. You fellas need to watch out how y'all move. You know what I'm saying? You guys gotta watch out how you move. Watch who you bring around you. And bring around. You know, you gotta. Yeah, shit. You gotta send these dudes through the ringer too and see who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? Before you call them your homie, before you put that title on them. And he could have been, you could have been knowing the man forever, man. But he could have been jealous of you, could have been wanting to preying on your downfall, wanting to do some snake ass shit to you the whole time while y'all growing up together and being cool. You know what I'm saying? These are things that, you know, the accountability got to be held towards the man to pay attention to this shit so he'll know who he's dealing with, you know? And you can avoid these things. Yeah. Especially know what bitch you dealing with. Vet her, running through the ringer, however you guys want to do it. But, you know, you got to see who you're dealing with, you know, before you do all this shit. Like I said, it's not always going to forever be a bad deal. Like, no, because you do have guys out here that got their friends with their best interests. You know, they want to see them do better. They want to see them win. They want to see them in a happy relationship. They want to see them and their bitch survive or whatever the case may be. So they ain't here to break it up and be on some snake shit. So you do got guys like that. And you also got guys that don't give a fuck. You know, as long as they get theirs. You know, so they will snake you like a motherfucker to get theirs, and that's what it is. Then you got the players that ain't great too much participate in around you and your bitch. You gonna fuck with you, be cool with you, and keep pushing. That's what it is. Well, you gotta know these things. You dig? Like, share, and subscribe. You have the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, membership button. Show love to the show. Hit the Rumble. Can't see the red Palava debunk on Rumble, fellas, and let's get to it like we do. You dig? No, I don't want to see none of you fellas fall out with your day one and your homies. You know what I'm saying? Simply because you got too cool and too comfortable, and you know, and you bring your partner around, or you bring your bitch around all the time. And shit fall by the wayside. Shit sours out and shit ain't good no more. Now you fuck this bitch. It's like, nigga, bitch, get the hell out of here. And your homie, it's when I see him, I'm hollering at him, and this potentially can be some violent type of shit, fellas, just because you move gullible, just because you want to be a friend, you want to be friendly. You know, you got to watch that shit. There's a time and a place for shit, man. And then you got to pay attention to that time and place, and you'll know what it is. You did. Shouts out to everybody who come up in here and whoever came up in here and holler at me, man. We up out of this motherfucker. I got to get up out of here and take care of business. Shouts out to Pedro for coming up in here and showing love, man. You know, get at me in the Patreon, the Cash App, the Super Chat, and hit that membership button. Get at me on Rumble, okay? See the red Palava the bunk on Rumble. Hit that Patreon just as well, fellas. And also, go to the description below my about section. You'll see my number there. Text me first, and we can get to it. Text me first. Video topics of your choice you want to send in. Consultations. You know, you may want to ask a few questions or whatever. And if I'm available to answer, you know what time it is. But text me first. Don't be calling. You know how you gotta be, man. And that's much love to everybody for coming up in here. Until next time, holla.